going on?
Thank you so much.
Feel like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. Babcock here. Should LeBron James get a statue in Los Angeles? That's the question that I heard a lot of NBA fans debating. Of course, LeBron James, he might be the greatest basketball player of all time. He has won a championship in LA, a bubble year championship. So he's won a championship at Disney for the Lakers. And he, of course, has set one of the most prestigious NBA records, basketball records, period, in that LeBron is the NBA's all-time leading scorer, past the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for that record. So he's accomplished big things here in Los Angeles, but he hasn't spent that much time here on the Lakers. He's been, obviously, with other organizations where he has won championships. So that's the question, Lucas, amongst the NBA fans.
Yes, and it's one of those debates that you can go either way on it, and a lot of people bring it back to that 2020 NBA championship. LeBron says that was the hardest championship for me to win because of the conditions that we were in, but everyone,
right. A lot of
everyone
people
who's against it says that's a Mickey Mouse ring, and it
right.
doesn't
A lot
really
of people
count.
have crapped on that bubble championship and basically made it out to be a nonsense ring. It doesn't count.
Right. Well, just recently, Byron Scott was out at a celebrity golf tournament.
Right. Who's won a million championships with the Lakers,
he
right?
Has certainly won with Los Angeles alongside guys who are outside Crypto.com arena forever.
Right.
And, we
Magic.
had to ask, what do you think about this situation as someone who has played on iconic teams?
Right. And also coach, too, right? Coach the Lakers, coach Kobe. So,
yeah.
I mean, if anyone knows the Lakers, it's Byron Scott.
Absolutely. And his take is something that got a lot of reaction on social media. Let's just put it that way. Here's what he had to say.
Should LeBron get a statue outside of the arena? Is that time yet? After everything he's done, what do you think?
No.
Okay.
No statue. One championship in 6-7 years. I don't know how many years he's been in LA right now, but I think if he gets another one, then he has a chance. But right now, if you look at the players that have statues in front of the Crypto.com, these are lone lifers. They've been with the Lakers for almost their entire career, and they've had multiple championships. I think the only one that didn't is probably Jerry West. But other than that, Jerry West spent his entire career with the Los Angeles Lakers, and he's the logo for a reason. So right now at this particular point, and I'm a big LeBron James fan for what he's been able to do on and off the court, but a statue, no.
Mojo, I literally, and Lucas, I could not agree more with Byron Scott. We've got to stop doing this, retiring everybody's jersey number, the statues. Look, if you're at a place for 4 seasons or whatever it is ultimately for LeBron James, you should not get I'm sorry, you should not get a statue outside of the arena. That's for Kobe, it's for Magic, it's for Kareem, it's for those guys. And it doesn't mean that LeBron's not great.
And apparently Oscar De La Hoya, because he won so many championships for the Lakers.
All right, that I don't get.
Crypto.com arena is not just the Lakers' only venue. I think if you have one of the biggest faces in NBA history, in sports history, actually, who played for your team for a certain amount of time. I mean, 7 years is a long time, going on 8 now. He broke the all-time
it don't feel
scoring
like that
record.
Long, honestly.
He won a legitimate championship for that team. I mean, you have to, at some point, I mean, we're approaching a decade here of LeBron playing in Los Angeles. What more does he need to do? And by the way,
win at least one more championship.
If you want, okay.
Yeah, win at least one more championship. Hey, does Tom Brady need a statue outside the Bucks because he went there and won one?
No.
He wasn't there that long.
Same thing.
New England, no Tampa Bay. Look, my opinion here is that this needs to be a non-issue. There's no statue for this man. He has been there a decent amount of time, but if you're talking about a guy that some argue is the greatest player of all time, you got to win more than one. That's enough shots at this thing to generate more than one win. You look at the other guys that are up there. They've been there. Byron has 3 himself. He doesn't have one. If you ask me, he's got more of a case than LeBron does. I mean, LeBron's bounced around to a few different places just because you did great things before you got there. Put that over at the NBA Hall of Fame. You don't put that outside the teams. The only special exception I could think of to something like this would be someone like Pat Tillman, who did something unbelievable. You want to make a special exception there. That one makes a little bit more sense to me. But if you're talking about LeBron, I agree. You got to get at least one more to enter that conversation. And even then, it's not a shoo-in because this has to be a definitive thing. Like you said, Babcock, jersey numbers retiring, statues. These are no small things. These aren't participation trophies.
Right.
You got to earn that and leave no doubt.
Does he have a statue outside Cleveland?
Not yet.
That's obviously, that's not
down.
even debatable. There's no question.
Of course.
Cleveland. I would be much more down with there being a statue outside in Miami than, despite the fact that he ultimately ends up playing more for the Lakers, right? Wins more in Miami.
Just one more.
Yeah. Well, I just said win one more in LA, and then maybe we can talk.
Maybe we can talk.
Right.
That should be a sure thing if he wins one more in LA.
I don't know. I don't think so. It means nothing about LeBron as the player. He's better than everybody that's got a statue outside of crypto or Staples, however you want to call it. It's just I just don't think he deserves it. Moving on to, they're the hottest couple in all of baseball, hands down, no debate there. Paul Skenes and Livvy Dunne. Wednesday night, Paul Skenes on the mound with his girlfriend, Livvy Dunne, watching him, Edward, and she was sweating this thing pitch by pitch.
That's right. Paul Skenes was taking on the Reds at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. And for those who don't know, this was his last start of the year, so he had an opportunity to lock his ERA under 2.
Right.
And so that's obviously a huge deal if you know baseball. There's been very, very few pitchers.
Right. You have a 3 ERA,
pitchers.
and everyone would sign up for that, let alone under 2. It's incredible.
So Livvy has a box seat to this event.
Okay.
And after kind of every inning, Livvy keeps getting more and more nervous. Now, we don't know exactly why, but we have to assume it's because she knows that if he gives up an earned run, his ERA goes up over 2, and perhaps his NL Cy Young award is in a bit of jeopardy.
Right,
so,
he's in a tight battle.
So Paul is dealing. He's shoving. He ultimately ends the game with 6 innings, no runs, 4 hits, strikes out 7. Walks none.
Yeah.
But during the outing, Livvy is sweating profusely.
Literally.
You can tell that when she lifts up her armpits, so you can see that she is a nervous wreck. And honestly, who wouldn't be?
I would be too. The only thing, like you, Ed, I was trying to figure out as we were looking at these pictures this morning why she was so nervous. And it's got to be that she knew about the ERA because we've seen her at how many games of his before?
Yes.
They've been dating. It's no secret to anybody. And I've never seen her like that at all. She sits there, she watches the game.
She had to know that the ERA and possibly the Cy Young were on the line because you could tell after the game, they end up winning 4-3. Paul didn't get the win, as he does every time he starts. He's got a record
that's 10-10. Yeah. He's got a whip under, so he gives up less than a walk and a hit an inning. Just absolutely incredible. Dominant, especially for a starting pitcher. It's as good a way for Paul Skenes as a pitcher could ever start.
But
after
the game, she said, "Can't blame a gal for being nervous," and then she said, "Best season I did ever see." So I think we think she knows that was on the line, and once she got it out of the way, Paul's season is over. Probably Cy Young going to be.
And he's not because it's National League. The AL Cy Young is
crochet and scoop.
Right. That is very close if you look at betting odds. Skenes is going to win the
right,
there's
especially
nobody,
after last night.
Right, absolutely. So there you go. Congrats. Cal Raleigh becomes the 7th member of Major League Baseball's 60 home run club. You will not believe what happened to the historic baseball. A kind gesture from a Mariners fan, and it's not what you think, is coming your way next on TMZ Sports.
So 2 away, and here comes Cal Raleigh. And everybody rising to their feet all at one time. They're looking for even more history. Swinging a drive, deep to right field. There it is, number 60, the modern-day Bambino.
A catcher has hit 60 home runs. Your MVP moment, Cal Raleigh.
City, I love my parents. Thank you for being here. And I'm so happy for our guys. We're going to celebrate tonight. And like I said, we're not done yet. Most people heard what I said last night. Might as well win the whole thing.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. It was a heck of a night for Cal Raleigh, the Mariners catcher who smashed his 59th and 60th home run, the most home runs ever by a catcher, Ed. And they said that's your MVP moment. A lot of people believe, and if you look at the odds right now, he is the odds-on favorite to win the MVP award. He's had an amazing season, and this was a massive home run that might have just stamped that case for him.
Yeah, and I feel like 60 kind of gets lost a little bit because if you grew up in the 90s like we did,
right.
You had Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and Barry Bonds seemingly doing it all the time.
Barry
But the
Bonds
list of people that have hit 60 is so small. Yep. Ruth, Maris, McGwire, Sosa, Bonds, and Judge.
How about being in that group?
What he did last night, again, you kind of just you blink and it doesn't. But if you really reflect on it, it's so historic. And that being said, what happened to the ball? I think is important to note as well, because we know that all these, Shohei Ohtani's 50-50 ball, Aaron Judge's 60-second home run ball, like there's been some big wars over these. So what happened to it? Well, we have some video of who caught it and what happened, and I think you'll find it interesting.
Oh my God, they gave it away to this kid. Oh my God, congrats, kid. Woo! You're the man. You're the man.
So there you have it.
So, okay, we've seen adults before give away baseballs, home runs, balls, foul ball, whatever. They've given them to kids. Awesome gesture. That's a historic ball, Ed.
One of the, greatest artifacts in baseball history. Like I said, listen to these names: Ruth, Maris, McGwire, Sosa, Bonds, Judge. I mean, we're not talking bums here.
No, you're talking about the greatest power hitters of all time. Mojo, so I asked, we've got a guy that we work with a lot. His name is David Kohler, SCP Auctions. He sells some of the most valuable sports memorabilia ever, Mojo. And he says he believes that ball, if it were to go up on auction, would be worth $100,000 to $200,000. That adult handed that ball over to that kid. $100,000 to $200,000, Mojo.
I'm not going to talk about how important that ball is. I think Ed's already hit on that point quite well. This is wild. That man just handed that child an entire college education right there. That's what he just handed him. Well, I don't know. Maybe these days that's like a year or two or books for like a semester or something like that. But either way, that is a lot of money. And as far as I'm concerned, that's not even his kid. He just gave it to a kid near him. So I'm not even going to talk about the kid and what that ball means. He's got the ball now. That kid's good. Let's talk about this massively amazing Samaritan that just gave away money like that to what I'm assuming is a stranger. I mean, we've seen straight up brawls in the stands over these balls. We just talked about it recently, that really nasty woman that came up and harassed that man.
And Mojo, that was a meaningless baseball, by the way. That was just some ordinary old home run that nobody gives a crap about. This thing worth $200,000.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. I mean, hopefully the team, the players, the player himself, Raleigh, they all go up to this guy and really make it worth his time. I mean, this dude deserves all of his flowers. I mean, that could have been life-changing money for this guy, too. I don't know what that guy's financial circumstances are. I mean, he could be in a tough way himself, but he saw this kid sitting there and gave this kid, a future, potentially. We don't know the kid's story either. He could come from a struggling family as well. When you have a ball like that, that is life-changing money. So, I mean, this is just such a cool thing. I'm glad he got his moment in the stadium, but I'm sincerely hoping it doesn't end there.
Yeah, I have a theory that this guy didn't realize in the moment it was the 60th home run ball, because unless this guy's Mother Teresa, I just don't know that anyone's giving away a six-figure potential check.
Yeah, he's like a casual fan. He knows nothing about it.
Yeah, he had no idea. And now when he hears that it's worth potentially $200,000, he's going to be kicking himself. Logan Paul shows off his new $32.5 million Puerto Rico mansion. Wait until you see all the bells and whistles when TMZ Sports rolls on right after this.
This is crazy. I'm having a really hard time processing this.
I think that's completely understandable.
Really?
Yeah.
Just never had a house this nice in my life. People said I grew up with a silver spoon. They said all my opportunities were handed to me, but that's not the truth. I worked really hard to make this happen, and make this life for myself and my family.
Please do my old apartment now, 'cause I just bought me a house. Headed to the top. Oh my God.
Dude, congrats. This is epic.
Thank you.
Bro, look at you made it, bro. Congrats.
Thanks, bro.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. There he is, Logan Paul, and Nina Agdal, his wife, just bought a $32.5 million home in Puerto Rico. They had sold their other place, Lucas, a couple of weeks ago, and we thought that they were leaving Puerto Rico. Jake and Logan had both spent time there. We thought they were leaving. He just got married, and you say, okay, moving back to the States. Nope, just upgrade him.
Absolutely not. Upgraded in a huge way. I mean, this place is beautiful. It's got a huge pool. Of course, you're going to need that.
Pool,
you're going to need tennis
you would
court,
love that.
Theater, elevator, all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes me back to those days in 2015 when I first moved out here, going to his apartment at 1600 Vine and thinking that was a really nice place.
Yeah.
And then now you're looking at this now. But I mean, he goes and he talks about, how he was, he's worked so hard for this, but it's only going to make him work harder. I mean, as someone who witnessed how hard he works, there's no off switch on this guy. And the sky's the limit. I mean, we think this is big right now. Let's check back in 5 years and see what other big place he
Right.
gets.
If anybody knows their history, to look where they started and YouTube, or Vine even, right? Not YouTube.
It was Vine at the time.
Right. To start with Vine, and now to own a company in Prime that's worth, billions of dollars, and this guy worth hundreds of millions of dollars at the very least, and to see the home, and they've got the baby and the WWE superstar and all that he's doing. They are both, Logan Paul and Jake Paul, they are on top of the world right now, and pretty good to be them right now. Before we head to break, we want to remind you that the TMZ Sports Show is now streaming live. Tune in weekdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific on the TMZ and TMZ Sports YouTube channels and X accounts where you can join the conversation. But first, Sixers guard Jared McCain goes viral yet again. The hilarious video when TMZ Sports returns right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. 76ers star Jared McCain having a tough day today. Not only did he injure himself during a workout earlier today, but he has been getting relentlessly trolled by fans online who are basically calling him weak, Lucas.
Yes. So big reveal from the Sixers on Wednesday. Everyone loves these AI Allen Iverson era uniforms, and they decided they're going to bring them back, and they did a photo shoot for that, and they had several players, rocking the new threads and all that. But some fans pointed out how Jared McCain was sitting on a bench, and the bar had 2.5-pound plates on them. They're like, wait, hold on. Why are they doing him like this? And, Jared actually got in on the fun. He said, I'm working on it. And then he posted a video of him lifting at like 8-pound dumbbells, doing some curls. So he was really having a fun time with it and getting a laugh out of it.
And we've seen basketball players go back to Kevin Durant during the NBA Combine, and he couldn't put up, I think it was like 185 pounds. He couldn't lift it. I think that Jared McCain is strong enough to lift a little bit more weight than that, Mojo. But he's also a basketball player. He's not a left tackle here. So, I mean, who cares how much he can lift? He's a good player. He can score the basketball. I know that much. All right, what are you thinking here, Mojo, as our resident strong guy?
Yeah, I'll take that. Basketball players surprisingly lift so little weight.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. I don't know, man. Maybe because I played football and then I did pro wrestling, and there's a lot of meatheads there and just people throwing around insane amounts of weight that you forget what is normal. But then I've seen some of these basketball guys in the gym, and I'm like, you can't be serious right now. I mean, I do get it to a point. You can't lift too heavy upper body. The more lifting you do, the more it limits your shoulder mobility, which I know about more than most. So shooting a basketball goes out of the question. It's kind of similar to why, quarterbacks in the NFL don't do a ton of upper body. You don't see those guys throwing a ton of weight. I'm sure Tom Brady's bench was never good at any stage in his career, right? And that's for a very specific reason. But I don't know, the 2.5, I'm buying it.
Unfortunately, the joke is like backfiring on him now, though, because he goes and says, I'm working on it, and then fast forward to just minutes ago,
he
tears the UCL.
Right. The trolling came before the injury.
Yeah.
Now he's not going to be able to lift. What he can do, though, is sing. And that's really all we care about, because and I think like a lot of people, a lot of fans didn't like Jared McCain because you looked at the TikTok stuff. You're like, just play basketball. This guy has become a fan favorite. This video is the TMZ Sports like Hall of Fame video. We love this thing. We play this thing. Lucas and Edward play this all the time. I don't. They do. Watch this.
Bound to get together, bound to get together. She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. She took the floor and she said,
see, we're too broke to afford the action.
keep your eyes on me. I said, you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me.
He's got a really good voice. I don't care what anybody says. And I think the videos have made him one of the most popular players in the entire league. Like, period, no?
I love it. I can't get enough of that video. Every time Babcock plays it, which is 10 times a day, it makes me laugh.
The NBA needed a Troy Bolton, and finally we have him. So let's hope he has a good comeback year.
Right. If he can't play for a little bit, then at least, again, we've got Jared singing. So most importantly, more than scoring points. So we'll see what happens. We wish him the best. Hopefully he's back. Like Lucas said, I think it's a month injury. He should be back near the start of the NBA season. We will be back tomorrow. Have a good night. Till then, bye.
I'm a lawyer.